Good day, everyone. A good day to you. Welcome to our masterclass once again. Welcome to our masterclass, Design Like a Pro, Part 2 once again. Tonight we are going to be discussing about pictorial mark logos, which is the third type of logos, and the fourth one also, abstract logo marks. So before I go to the correction, I earlier gave us designs to make um, for the third type of logo and the fourth type of logo, which I'll be correcting in this video, so that if you missed some steps, you can get them from here and keep in mind, and you could even try to remake what you did. So before we go to that, I'll be telling you some important things you should note when making these two types of logos. So let's talk about the first one. Let's talk about pictorial marks. A pictorial mark, like we know, is just like a brand mark. It's just like the symbol, a logo symbol that represents a brand. So the difference between this type of logo, which is the third one, a pictorial mark, and the fourth type of logo, which is the abstract one, is that for pictorial marks, your logo must have a meaning that people know. What I mean by that is, for example, Twitter, they already knew that what they were talking about has to do with a bird, so they used a bird. Apple used an apple, the fruit. Target, the name of this last company that you see here in red, the name of the company is Target. So they use something that looks like a target. Where if you've seen all these kind of target places where you can shoot arrows at, this is how it looks. So your whatever logo you are making must have a meaning that once people see, they know that okay, this is the meaning. For example, now if you see a company named Dolphin, and then you see a dolphin there, that means it's a pictorial mark logo. But then coming to the fourth type of logos, which is the abstract logo mark, like the name even represents, abstract, it doesn't have to have a definite meaning. What I mean by that is, in this place, you can create whatever it is you want. Like, look at the logo of Pepsi now. It doesn't have a meaning. Unlike these ones where you know that, okay, once you see this Apple logo, you know that it represents an apple, the fruits. Once you see this Twitter's logo, you know it represents a bird. Once you see this logo of Target, you know it represents, okay, a target. Maybe if you've played those games where you can shoot arrows at a target, this is how it looks. So you can identify the meanings of the logos. But here, these ones have no meanings. They are abstract. So it is in the fourth type of logo that you can create whatever you want, and it doesn't have to have a meaning. They are just abstract. So that's the difference between the third one and the third and the fourth types of logos. If you were wondering before, that's the difference. Take note again, the third one must always have a meaning. For example, if a company named Dolphin says, okay, make a logo for me, you cannot just come and draw a circle and put a square inside and put a rectangle inside the square and then call it a pictorial logo. No, that's not a pictorial logo. That's an abstract logo, since what you created that logo, in the sense that whatever you drew there doesn't really have a meaning when comparing it to real life. But if on the other hand, what you did was just draw out a dolphin for them, then that is a pictorial logo. Since anybody seeing the picture, the logo, we know that okay, this is a dolphin. But logos like this, Pepsi, Adidas, BP, which have no meaning when you see them, we call them abstract logos. So let's continue. For pictorial mark logos and also for abstract logos, it's not really advisable, especially pictorial mark logos, to use them when you are just starting a company. In fact, let's say for pictorial mark logos, it's not advisable to use them while you are just starting a company. Now you may ask why. The reason being because it is just a picture. Here you are not writing anything Unlike abstract logo marks where you can even add write-ups like you see in Adidas, like you see in BP. Here there are no write-ups, just a symbol, a picture. So for a company just starting up, one thing you want to do is get many customers. And for you to get customers coming over and over again, the name of your brand must be registered in their minds. So if your logo does not have your brand name, then you are just making it harder for your business to be registered in their minds. Just like you think of Apple, whenever you see an Apple logo anywhere, the first thing that comes to your mind is iPhone. Whenever you see a bird logo anywhere, the first thing that comes to your mind is Twitter. Whenever you see a plus sign anywhere, the first thing that comes to your mind is Nike. So those logos have created pictures that now represent their brands. That anywhere you see them, you just think about those companies. But for companies just starting up, it will be hard to create that impression. So it is advisable not to use pictorial mark logos. If there's any type of logo you could even try to use at all between these two, between the third and the fourth type of logos, which is the pictorial and the abstract type of logo, it's advisable to go with the abstract. The reason being because in abstract, under abstract logos, you can add write-ups so that people can say, okay, this is the name of this company, just like you see in Adidas and you see in BP. So take note of that whenever you want to design logos for companies. Okay, so moving on, the first assignment I gave us was for us to design the Apple logo. Now this is pretty simple. I wasn't really expecting you to do anything new. The goal here was not to get you to redesign the Apple logo, although if you added something to it or you tried to make it from scratch by yourself, that's a great idea. But I wanted you to learn creativity with this first one. Creativity in the sense that it's not every time you have to bother yourself with designing a logo from scratch. What you could do is go to Google. You could even go to Google, just take the logo the way it is, bring it to Pixel Lab, save it, and then send it to the group. It's still acceptable. Or you could change the color. You could do something as simple as changing the color. You could do something as simple as just adding something inside just to beautify it. So I'll make that now. Just minimize this. Let's go to Google to get the picture of an apple. So I've searched for that before. Apple fruit vectors. I'll go with the black ones. Go with the black ones. Okay. So I think I'll go with this. So I'll take a screenshot of this like that. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to search for the website where I told you we can use to remove the backgrounds of images, which is remove.bg. Remove.bg. Upload image. Just upload this. Done. And we have our logo. So I'll just download this. Start downloading that. I can go to Pixel Lab to make my design. So I'll just search for Pixel Lab. Cancel. So what I'm going to do now is to import that picture I just got from Google. Just import this. Let me crop this a little so it's not so wide. Import this. Just centralize it like this. Okay. So the first idea that has come to my mind as I've brought this here is to remove okay, let me just do that as I'm doing it. You should be able to see what I'm doing. Um, try that. See what it does. Okay. Let me. Sorry, I'm coming. Okay. Um. Okay. So this is the idea that came to my mind. As I brought this logo here, the first thing that came to my mind is to remove the stump, the that small branch connecting the leaf and the apple together by putting a white hole there instead of that branch. So what I did was to, let me just do that again. Let me make it another color so that you can understand what I'm doing. So I'll just change the color of that. Let me make it red. So okay, let me delete that. Let me shapes, make this yellow. Let me use yellow here. So okay, so what I did was that okay, this shape is in yellow so that you can see it, but just imagine it is white because I'm still going to change it to white. So what I did was I wanted to use this, like I said, imagine it's white, to remove this stump here connecting the leaf, um to remove this branch connecting the leaf and the apple. So I was going to keep this like this. Like I said, imagine it as white. So if it was white, it would just blend with the background like this. Let me make it white so you see what I mean. So it will blend with the background like this. So you see it's not visible again if it was white. I'll just leave it as white so you can understand better. I'll leave it as white. But you notice that as it blends with the background and it enters the apple, it doesn't really, it is visible that I just kept a shape there. But I don't want it to be visible. I want it to look like a construction. I don't want it to just look absurd, because now it looks absurd. And if you notice, almost all the edges of this apple, they are circular. So if I come here and give this shape entering the apple an edge that is not circular, it won't really look nice. So what I did was to increase the radius. Remember, I told you that once you increase the radius of your shape, it will become more circular. So let me make that yellow. Let me make this yellow so I can see what I'm doing. So you just go to edit, then you can reduce this like this to fit the size you want to use it as. Then you see this button here for radius. Just um increase it to your satisfied range. So you can see that the edges are now circular, just the way I want them to be. So I'll just bring this here again. Still going to change it to white now and keep it here. So you see that when I remove it, when I make it white, sorry, it will look better than when it was sorry, when as I've made it, as I've made the edges circular, it will look better than when the edges were normal. So you see now that it actually gives it a better look than the normal edge it had before. So try to make that a little bit, just reduce the size a little bit more like that. So I leave it like that.